let us go back in time to where it all began.
We go green in Beijing, Buenos Aires, Miami, Berlin, Monaco, London.
To a time where history was written.
Rivalries formed.
PK's off and they make contact.
And reputations forged.
They say time heals all wounds, but some wounds cut too deep.
Get out of the way! What the hell was it doing?
With every move of the hand, a new victor emerges.
But victory can't exist without defeat. And even the victorious are quickly forgotten.
Season 4 has a new champion-elect.
But can an old teammate steal his thunder and take the crown?
Come on! Will history rear its ugly head?
Oh, he hit him! I don't believe it!
In a sport embracing the future, transforming city streets into electric amphitheaters.
Oh, he's hit him!
With unparalleled precision, razor-sharp accuracy, and devastating consequences.
Slamming into the back, what an idiot!
Competitors strive for perfection in a bid for glory.
Who will claim the ultimate prize?
Only time will tell.
One to watch this weekend is 29-year-old Swiss driver and Season 2 champion Sebastien Buemi.
Buemi is the FIA Formula E champion.
After a turbulent fourth season in Formula E, he'll be looking to score some valuable points in front of his home fans.
Oh, he's made a mistake. Buemi's thrown it away. Has Buemi got a problem?
I think he does. Something going on, I think, with the left rear of the car.
Since the series began, Buemi has racked up more race wins than any other driver.
Sebastien Buemi wins in Berlin.
Doubling that of reigning champion and fierce rival Lucas de Grassi.
In 22% of his FE races, Buemi has started on pole, and 50% of the time he picks up a podium. Meaning on average, he scores more points per race than any other driver.
Sebastien Buemi is elite and one of the most sought-after racing drivers in the world. And lucky for you guys, he's your guest host for this episode of Street Racers, as the 2018 Julius Baer Zurich Prix sparks into life.
Welcome to Zurich. We are here in Switzerland for the first motor race in over 60 years. It's the Zurich Prix. And I'm in charge for this episode of Street Racers. Let's see what we've got coming up later in the show.
We'll be getting a tour of the brand new, never raced on before Zurich circuit.
So we're coming in one of the most tricky corners of the circuit with basically the chicane. So it's going to be important to position the car properly for the exit.
Stepping into the driver's briefing ahead of the race.
Taking a look at some of the freshest EV innovations on the planet.
We wanted to make an electric motorcycle which can get energy back from the front wheel. 70% of the brake energy will be wasted otherwise.
And going behind the scenes in the Renault e.dams garage for the 2018 Julius Baer Zurich Prix.
But first, let's rewind back to April when our host took the FE car on a tour of his home streets.
We're here today, beautiful sunny day in Zurich. Sebastien Buemi is going to be driving the Renault e.dams FE car. Literally going to be going around the city. It's about a 35-minute drive. So we've got the tracking vehicle, the guys are setting up now. We've got Simon August, the DOP.
We're here in Zurich filming the Formula E car going around a circuit of the city. Try and get some nice shots, swap some lenses, jump out, do a little bit from the street side, and then do some slow-mo shots and basically make it look as nice as possible.
How are we doing?
Yeah, I'll stay wide, mate, at the minute.
So,
okay.
so which lens you got now? You got the wide?
So I've got my wide zoom.
And you're connected in the harness?
I am, yeah.
Okay, we're ready to go. Bye now. Go on the rear wheel. He'll light these up. He'll do a wheel spin. So watch out for the rear wheels.
might feel normal to some other people, like, you know, the French or the Italian, you know, they are used to have their home race, but for me it's really the first time, so I can't wait for the race to happen. There's so many other Swiss drivers that never had the opportunity to race in their home country, and I will be one of the few ones to get the chance, so yeah, looking forward to it.
I think the young generation is the future, and of course it is important that they also see that we need new solutions, and that they are those who are going to live the new solutions.
But keep racing. Okay. Just wrapped up now for street races. We had Seb driving around the streets of Zurich. It's incredible actually how the car can come right close to all the fans. Got the sounder here, got the cameraman here. We finished for today, got all the interviews done, got all the shots done, so that's a wrap. Thank you.
Well, you've seen what it means to our host to have a race in his home country. But what does he think of the actual track?
On the shores of Lake Zurich sits the first racetrack to be built in Switzerland in over 60 years. The 2018 Julius Baer Zurich E-Prix circuit sits in the centre of the country's busiest city, surrounded by lush greenery and classic Swiss architecture. The 2.5-kilometre street circuit has 11 corners and some of the fastest straights on the calendar. We joined Seb to see what he thought of his home E-Prix circuit.
Hi guys, Sebastien Buemi from Renault e.dams, and we are currently in turn 1. As you can see, we've got to cross the rails from the tram, and yeah, it's difficult to know how this is going to feel like, but we'll make sure, you know, we get as much knowledge as possible for tomorrow.
Out of turn 1, it's a short run to turn 2, which brings the drivers onto one of the most picturesque straights on the calendar.
Here we have the third longest straight of the circuit, and we're entering now turn 3. It's going to be a different section because from a kind of long straight we go into very tight corners, so this is where we need to find the right compromise with the setup of the car, being quick on the straight but quick in the corners as well.
Turns 3 and 4 are both tight left-handers winding through Zurich's old city.
Turn 5 is another tight right-hander, and with no curb, the drivers are going to be really pushing the limits.
Turn 6 leads back to a short approach to the chicane at turns 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, so we're coming in one of the most tricky corners of the circuit with basically the chicane. We're crossing again the rails, so it's going to be important to position the car properly for the exit. This exit is one of the most important ones because we have a very long straight following, so we'll focus and make sure we get lots of speed out there to reach the highest top speed of the season down the long straight. So we are here in the last corner of the track. We're going to arrive with the maximum top speed, maybe the highest of the year, around 220 kph. We slow down till 50 kph more or less, and then we have again a very long straight leading to the start and finish line. So it's going to be really important to use all of the track and make sure you carry the speed out of the corner.
The drivers then finish the lap in front of the beautiful Lake Zurich.
Hi guys, that's the track, so now let's check out what went down in the driver's briefing.
This meeting is chaired by FIA-appointed race director Scott Elkins and allows drivers to discuss any issues or concerns they may have with the upcoming E-Prix.
Welcome to Hot Zurich. Any questions? Hey, Daniel.
Do we get a signal when we are on the main straight that someone is coming out of the pits? Because actually, I think that can get really dangerous if you fight for position next to each other, because you basically run into that. Into that area.
At the moment, we don't have anything set up, but we're happy to look at it. What do you?
Someone with a flag.
What a flag?
A flag. So I think what we could do, because of the way the pit exit is created, the end of that wall on driver's left when you guys are coming out, we could put a marshal there with a flag to kind of give a heads up.
A blue flag.
Yeah, a blue flag, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So we can absolutely do that. Does that work?
For both on track.
Yeah, the concern is a white flag on track.
Yeah, the guys on the track.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm putting a flagman there. Well, I can't. You can't.
The guys in the pits are not going to slow down.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm putting a guy to flag on the track so you know someone's coming out of the pits.
Yeah.
That's the purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely, not a problem.
And to inform also the guy coming out the pits, then so he.
So there's a blue light.
On the right.
There's a blue light at the pit exit at the pit exit light, which will do that. So you'll be notified by the light coming out of pit lane. We'll put a flagman at the exit there to tell you on racetrack. So I think we'll cover both.
And pay attention as well in the race. If people are blocking, there's going to be, it can end up in something ugly if, there's two cars side by side in the right side.
Yeah,
all of a sudden there's one coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big speed difference.
It's tricky because both pit exit and pit entry are basically on the racing line in most cases, so I get that. So we'll put the flag out there to help you guys. But again, at the end of the day, a lot of it's on you because you've got to pay attention to what's going on as well. So just help us out. We'll help each other.
This track, because the straight is so bumpy, you move a lot of times from left to right and try to avoid it. In the race, you should not move more than once, but because of the layout of the track, of course, people will move. They can argue they are avoiding a bump. They can argue whatever they want. What is kind of the rule here? Is the same as before? If you move once,
doesn't change.
So even if you...
The rule as written in the regulations and as the last item in the part of the driver briefing. It is as it's written. Cool.
Okay.
Anybody else? Awesome. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Our host put in a decent lap, but just missed out on the Super Pole shootout. Seb would start 6th on the grid. Out of the 5 fastest drivers who went through, it was Mitch Evans who put in a blistering lap to secure pole position. His and Panasonic Jaguar Racing's first ever Formula E pole position.
Let's catch up with the 23-year-old Kiwi driver now as he guides us through that iconic pole lap.
Hey guys, it's Mitch Evans here. This is my pole position lap from the 2018 Julius Baer Zurich Prix. Let's take a look. So here we are. It's got a very, very bumpy straight line. You've got to try and find a good braking area. It's not easy. I actually didn't have a great turn 1 compared to my group lap, but managed to get there through there smoothly. Probably lost a 10th compared to my other lap. Anyways, from here I'm starting to build some confidence into the lap. To end sector 1, it wasn't the best sector, but through this part of the circuit, I could feel the tires really coming into a good window, and I was starting to attack it. Just nice. It's very important around here to keep it nice and tidy. The walls are definitely ready to bite you. So yeah, good exits out all the little 90 degrees. This is a very tricky chicane. I was really wanting to set up for the big long back straight. So another bumpy straight, but I knew here I could see my time delta. I was quite even compared to my other lap, but just a little bit off. So I knew I just had to nail my braking zone here to finish the lap well. So got the apex really cleanly and got a nice exit. So yeah, that was my lap. Super happy for everyone at Jaguar to get our first pole position, and we'll see you on the grid. Cheers.
Lightning lap from Mitch Evans and a seminal moment for Panasonic Jaguar Racing. Before we hit the track for the big race, let's find out what happened when the latest EV innovations rocked up in Zurich.
The World Advanced Vehicle Expedition, also known as WAVE, is the world's largest electric vehicle rally.
Drivers parade some of the most innovative EVs across 4 language regions of Switzerland and more than 5 alpine passes. One stop on the rally is Zurich. Let's catch up with the event organizer as the rally arrives in Kloten-Stadtplatz.
My name is Luis Palmer. I'm the tour director of the WAVE. This is the world's biggest electric car rally. 8 days we go around Switzerland. We visited about 50 cities. We want to raise awareness for electric cars and show that this is the future. The Formula E makes it very emotional, and people can really touch it, feel it, see that these cars are fast, and that's what is impressing people. So I think Formula E is making a massive impact on people's belief in electric cars. They show that this is an unbelievably great technology, and I think it's very important that this is happening.
One of the star attractions was the all-electric motorbike, the Ethic.
I'm a mechanical engineer, and I was responsible for the fork, the swing arm, the brakes and the suspension of the motorbike. We wanted to make an electric motorcycle which can get energy back from the front wheel because 70% of the brake energy will be wasted otherwise. I was responsible for the fork, which is quite special, not seen very much today. It's because the heavy front motor can be steered more easily. And my favorite thing about this bike is probably the ability to get energy back while braking. It's quite new, it's innovative.
The rally isn't just for manufacturers to ride and promote their products, but also for general EV mobility enthusiasts to attend and share tips and experiences.
I bought this as a kit car approximately a year ago, and just been ready with all the design and completed a couple of days ago, ready for the wave here. I love e-mobility. I love Formula E. This is why this is my little race car. I've always been a big fan of Formula 1. Formula racing plus electricity is a perfect combination nowadays, and it's the first time since I lived that there's a race, a round track race in Switzerland, and I think this is just a great event.
Bikes featured heavily at the event. The Erlet is designed, built and brought to market by entrepreneur Stanislaus Arnold.
I designed and I built them. Everything. You can drive 45 kilometers an hour, and if you drive 30 to 35 just relaxed, then you can drive 50 till 60 kilometers. Formula E is a good thing because it makes a lot of people think different about the electro engine.
German company Solomarkt provided excitement as they showcased their retro-looking Yo Hammer bike.
It's a Yo Hammer bike. It's a constructor from Austria. When I first saw the bike, I knew I have to have some of them. The battery has 12.7 kilowatt hours. That is enough to support a house from April to October, and you can do 200 kilometers with the battery with one charge. In an hour, I can charge it to 80%, so you can do a really nice tour and have a nice meal in between. I can use the battery to decharge, so I can power a popcorn machine with the battery of the bike. The idea in the future is that we supply the house. At the moment we are not at that point, but I think in a year, 1.5, we should have it, so I don't need energy from the supplier from April to October.
I've definitely got to get me one of those bikes. Anyway, it's time to get back to business. Let's catch up with our host Sebastien Buemi moments before the lights went out for the inaugural Zurich E-Prix.
Yes, so I qualified P6, not the best position, just missed out on Super Pole. But P6 is not too bad. I managed in the past to win from P7, so hopefully we know this year it's going to be more difficult, but I hope it's going to be good still to fight for a podium. So thanks for the support, wish me luck, and see you after the race.
For the first time in 64 years, there is about to be a motor race in Switzerland. And we go green in Zurich, and it's a good start from Lotterer on the run down towards the first corner. Can Evans cover him off as they get to turn 1? Yes, he's had to come across very aggressively. And there goes De Grassi up the inside of Jerome D'Ambrosio.
Starting that march to the front that we've seen him do so many times. He races so well.
And here comes Baer up the inside of Nick Heidfeld. So that's another position gain, and that is now top 10 for Jean-Eric Baer. He's making his way up the order, and he's got more usable energy.
How is he doing that?
There goes De Grassi up the inside of Bird. Lucas De Grassi up into third place. Sam Bird, the championship challenger, drops a position. Here comes De Grassi up the inside of Lotterer at turn 1. Is Lotterer going to try and hang it out to dry? No, he's not. Here's the look from Bird up the inside of Rosenquist. Rosenquist tries to hang on, and Rosenquist is in the wall. De Grassi surely is going to cruise past here around the outside, and there's nothing Evans can do to defend. Rosenquist now moving out of everyone's way just as Buemi attacks Bird, and Buemi is through. Sam Bird drops back down to fifth spot now, and here comes the full course yellow then. Scott Elkins, the race director, deploys a full course yellow, but is anyone going to pit? Yes, in they all come. Bird
Vern's just leaving now.
And that is dramatic.
Goodness.
Drive-through penalties for Mitch Evans, Jose Maria Lopez, Andre Lotterer and Sebastien Buemi. And Vern has been given a drive-through penalty.
Drive-through penalties for speeding under a full-course yellow halted Seb's challenge for a podium, but perhaps did more damage to Jean-Eric Vern's championship lead. His closest challenger, Sam Bird, was on course to score valuable points and close the gap.
Vern is out of the points. Buemi's using his fan boost now as he battles with Mitch Evans, trying to get past him. Coming down the straight, Evans covers the inside line. Buemi in the blue Renault on the outside, on the run down towards turn one. Locks up the left front, gets it stopped, turns it in. And Buemi now up into 5th position and straight on goes Jose Maria Lopez. Lopez has thrown it away from 8th place. Di Grassi has lost his reigning championship crown, but he is going to make history and win the first motor race in Switzerland for 64 years.
Yes, you did it.
Wow.
But Sam Bird across the line in second has destroyed Jean-Eric Vern's championship lead.
Thank you, Zurich. Thank you, Audi Sport. We won! Woo!
That victory for Lucas Di Grassi propels him up to 3rd in the Drivers' Championship, but the real story was Sam Bird cutting Jean-Eric Vern's lead to just 23 points. In classic Formula E style, the title will be decided on the final race weekend in New York City.
Let's catch up now with our host. Despite the drive-through penalty, Seb still managed to make up 1 place. He ended up finishing 5th.
So this is it for the Zurich E-Prix, my first ever home race, and I finished P5. It is not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's still 10 points that will be important in the championship, so see you in New York.
Let's check out what's going on in the world of social media. Our host insted this pic of him and his family, saying how amazing it was to have them there. A nice touch from a great host. Cheers, Seb.
Supermodel Naomi Campbell tweeted this selfie of her and Princess Eugenie enjoying the race in Zurich.
More royalty also attended, but on this occasion it was motorsports royalty, as 2-time Formula 1 world champion Emerson Fittipaldi posed with Lucas Di Grassi and Felipe Massa. Mr. Fittipaldi also took the FE car for a spin, but we're saving that for the next episode. Let's just say he still got it.
Massa insted this video of him testing the Venturi Gen 2 car in preparation for joining the series next season. I, for one, cannot wait for that one.
Man of the hour Lucas Di Grassi posted this amazing shot of him, Sam Bird and Jerome D'Ambrosio living at large on the podium. Selfies don't come much better than that.
And Audi's celebrations continued into the evening. Team boss Alan McNish tweeted this video of Di Grassi making a splash in Lake Geneva. I give his dive a 6, but his drive was definitely a 10.
Unfortunately, that's all we got time for this week, but don't miss the next episode as we'll be checking out what happened when ex-Formula 1 world champion Nico Rosberg put the Formula E Gen 2 car through its paces.
Last corner here, flat out acceleration, oh, big oversteer close to the wall there. So that was awesome fun, thank you very much.
We'll also be chatting all things FE with another F1 veteran, David Coulthard. Don't miss it.
If you go out at the back of the main circuit, you have the fan village. There's live music, there's little go-kart tracks, there's people, with drones. It's a little festival in itself. They're fans of what Formula E brings to the city.
See you then, street racers. Keep it electric.
For weekly Formula E videos, click subscribe on the left-hand side. To watch the next one, click the icon in the centre, and remember to hit the like button and leave your comments down below.